Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in this video we will study about the process of glycolysis. Let's start. Glycolysis comes from a merger of two Greek words. Glykes means sweet, lysis means breakdown or splitting. It is also known as Embeden-Merhoff-Parnas pathway or EMP pathway. So glycolysis is made up of two words. The word glyco means glucose and the word lysis means breakdown. It was given by Embeden, Merhoff and Parnas in 1930, also called EMP pathway. Glycolysis is the breakdown of glucose into two molecules of pyruvate. It occurs in cytoplasm. ATP is formed. It does not utilize oxygen. So the glycolysis is a metabolic pathway that involves systematic breakdown of glucose to produce energy. It is also called as EMP pathway, and the glycolysis takes place in the cytosol of the cells. First we will have an overview about this process and then we will study about the various reactions involved. It starts with glucose, which is a 6-carbon compound, and end with result 2 molecule of pyruvic acid, which is a 3-carbon compound. In glycolysis of 1 molecule of glucose, which is a 6-carbon compound, is broken down into 2 molecules of pyruvate, which is a 3-carbon compound, and in this conversion energy is released in the form of ATP and NADH. The pyruvate formed is further utilized in various energy producing pathways that produces more energy. And next, the process of glycolysis takes place in two phases. In the first phase, the glucose is first converted into 2 molecules of glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. Since this conversion involves addition of phosphate, the first phase actually uses energy instead of producing it. In the second phase of the glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate is converted into pyruvate, and it is in the second phase energy is actually produced. Now let's look at the various reactions involved in the glycolysis. So it all begins with the molecule of glucose that enters the cytosol, and the first reaction that takes place is conversion of glucose to glucose 6-phosphate. The enzyme that catalyzes the reaction is called hexokinase. The word hexo means 6, denoting the 6-carbon compound glucose, and the kinases are a group of enzymes that catalyzes the phosphorylation reaction. So the enzyme hexokinase transfers a molecule of phosphate from ATP to glucose and converts glucose to glucose 6-phosphate. In this reaction, ATP is converted into a molecule of ADP, hence it utilizes 1 molecule of ATP. Next, the glucose 6-phosphate is converted into its isomer, the fructose 6-phosphate, by the enzyme isomerase. This is a simple rearrangement reaction. There is a question why we isomerize glucose 6-phosphate. This is because in glucose molecule, there is only one side chain available to which we perform phosphorylation, while in fructose there is 2 side chain available to which we perform phosphorylation. That's why we isomerize glucose 6-phosphate. In the next step, the fructose 6-phosphate is converted to fructose 1,6-bisphosphate, that is addition of another phospho group as the first carbon of fructose ring. This reaction is catalyzed by the enzyme phosphofructokinase, another kinase enzyme which transfers a group of phosphate from ATP to fructose 6-phosphate, and again ATP is converted into ADP. Hence another ATP is utilized in the reaction. So the next resultant compound is fructose 1,6-bisphosphate. Now what we have to do is to hammering this compound and break into 2 pieces. Aldose is an enzyme which breaks this compound into 2 parts. So on the fructose 1,6-bisphosphate is split into 2 molecules, the glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate and dihydroxyacetone phosphate. These both are 3-carbon compounds. These are reactions compose the first phase of the glycolysis, and as you can see, energy is actually utilized in this process in the form of 2 ATP. The two compounds glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate and dihydroxyacetone phosphate are actually isomers and can be interconverted into each other by the enzyme isomerase. But since the glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate is further utilized in the process of glycolysis, the equilibrium of this isomerization reaction is always towards the glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. Also keep in mind that every molecule of glucose is split into two molecules, so energy reaction of the second phase happens twice and produces twice product. In the next reaction, that is step 6, the glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate is converted to 1,3-bis-phosphoglycerate. This involves addition of a phosphate group at the first position of the phosphoglycerate. The enzyme that catalyzes this reaction is the glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate dehydrogenase. So this is a respiratory process. We have to perform oxidation. Now if we oxidize aldehyde, then acid formed, as we know. Likewise, we oxidize glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate and it formed glyceric acid. So how do you find that oxidation happens? There is two ways, either addition of oxygen or removal of hydrogen. So here we remove hydrogen and enzyme is dehydrogenase, and this hydrogen is picked up by coenzyme NAD+, nicotine amide adenine dinucleotide, which is a coenzyme, and it is reduced to NADH, which is further utilized in ETC electron transport chain to produce more energy. Also, this reaction utilizes a molecule of inorganic phosphate. The 1,3-bis-phosphoglycerate is converted to 3-phosphoglycerate by the enzyme phosphoglycerate kinase. This kinase enzyme transfers the phosphate group at the first position of phosphoglycerate to adenosine diphosphate, and in this reaction a molecule of ATP is generated. Next, in the step 8, the 3-phosphoglycerate is converted to 2-phosphoglycerate. This is a simple rearrangement reaction that happens with the help of the enzyme phosphoglycerate mutase. Next step is enolation, that is step 9. In this, 2-phosphoglycerate is converted to phosphoenol pyruvate and the enzyme involved is enolase, in which one molecule of water is removed and resultant compound is phosphoenol pyruvate, which is a 3-carbon compound. In the final step of the glycolysis, the phosphoenol pyruvate is converted to pyruvate by the enzyme pyruvate kinase. The phosphate group at the phosphoenol pyruvate is transferred to ADP and converted to ATP. This all composes the second phase of the glycolysis, and as you can see, energy is produced in the second phase of the glycolysis. Now let's first look at the net reaction of the glycolysis and then we will understand it in brief. We have one molecule of 6-carbon glucose that splits into two molecules of 3-carbon compound pyruvate. There is a net utilization of only 2 ATPs. Since 4 ATPs are used in the second phase, but 2 ADPs are also produced in the first phase, there is a net use of only 2 ATPs. 2 molecules of inorganic phosphate are utilized in this step. 2 NAD are reduced to NADH molecule in the conversion of glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate to 1,3-bis-phosphoglycerate. Next is energy yield in glycolysis. So ATP account in this process is 2 ATP are invested and 2 molecule of 2 ATP are produced. So mainly 4 ATP are produced. That's why net gain is 4 minus 2 ATP. This was a brief overview of the process of glycolysis. I hope you find this video helpful. Thank you so much for watching this video. Like our channel on YouTube for all the upcoming videos.